How's it going, everybody? We are live. Well, we're not live, but
Not live.
we're here at Stafford's Coffee in Porterville, California. It's Friday morning.
Morning. So, what me and my brother been doing, because we're real big into Seinfeld, we're trying to find a coffee shop in Porterville that's similar to Monk's.
Yeah.
But once we got here to Stafford's, they have tables outside, so then it kind of gives you like the Sopranos vibe. So I kind of
Yeah.
like it better. So we're kind of torn.
I'm in New Jersey right now.
I feel like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, my brother called me this morning. We were reminiscing about last night's night when we went to go see Miklo. So I was like, hey, let's just stop talking right now and let's go shoot a 20-minute, 30-minute video.
Or 5 minute.
Yeah, or whatever, and just like throw some, let everybody hear it.
Also, too, I think I was gonna put it in the Instagram.
And it's fun.
Yeah, I was gonna put it in Instagram last night, but like on the post. But just one thing I wanted to say, I give for me, and then I'll let you answer. But when some people see the movie like Blood In Blood Out, if you've never seen it before and you kind of just hear about it, it sounds like just
Gangster movie.
People in gangs and then killing people, going to jail or prison. And I think it's cool. Like for me, anyways. If you watch the movie and you see it enough times, there's actually I think there's a big lesson in it. Like you always have choices, and whether you want to make the good choice or a better choice and veer away from the gangs, or if you want to make a bad choice and go in it and see what it leads to. But typically you're leading to prison or you're dead, like in the movie. So
yeah. Also there was one. Even if you make the bad choice, it's still not too late to correct your path.
Yeah.
And go down the right path and make yourself better.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like in the movie, he got out, he was on parole, and he was working. Miklo was working his 9 to 5, still, not making much, but that's how it is. You got to work for what you get. You can't just. You could get that easy buck, but it's gonna come at some cost. So if you want to live with those, the repercussions, then that's on you. But yeah, I think we were talking about last night. We probably watched it like couple hundred times.
Yeah,
like that movie total.
Easily in the triple digits.
And because I remember specifically when in Dogtown, it would be me, you, Martin, Pat, George, Marco, Daniel, and we would all hang out there and we'd put the movie on. There's a couple I'm missing, I'm sorry, but we'd hang out there and we'd throw the movie on, and the movie's 3 hours if you've never seen it. It's like 3 hours, 2.5, almost 3 hours.
I know it's over 2.
Rounded up.
Yeah.
So we would watch it, and then after we watch it, we'd take like an intermission, like 30 minutes, do whatever, an hour, and then like, hey,
have a few drinks.
Hey, there's nothing else to do, let's watch it again. So then we'd throw it on again. But it was pretty cool though. All the other stuff, if you want to talk about when we got there.
Yeah, so
because you got there first.
Yeah, so heading over there, I thought it was gonna be like at it wasn't Strathmore, so I thought it was gonna be like at a mini convention center or just like an open hall, and then he'd be inside and have little vendors and stuff. But it's out in the middle of nowhere between. It was like Woodville.
Kind of like Dogtown though.
No, there's no houses.
Well, out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and
in that sense.
Yeah, it was in between Woodville and Plainview, and it was at somebody's house on their property. But there was pop-up tents set up in the area, and then Miklo had his own little setup.
Kind of like a little mini remate, I guess.
Yeah, and then so when we got there, you have to find parking. Can't park. Everyone's like parked in the middle of almost the middle of the road, pretty much, and. They had like a few lowriders, but they were nothing to look at.
If you're into those, like a car guy, car guru, like it's cool, like especially those style. But I think when I was younger, I was into them, but not so much now. But they did look pretty badass.
Yeah. And then, so by the time I got there, the line to get, there was 2 lines, one for the tickets, to get the tickets, and then the other line was to actually wait in line to get your picture and your autograph.
But it was funny though, because so it was on Cinco de Mayo. Hopefully everybody had a good Cinco de Mayo. A safe one too. I had to work, so it was funny though because the night before on Wednesday we're talking about if we're gonna go, and I said, I was all, let's play it by ear because anybody in law enforcement, they know your day could be going good, not many calls, and then before you're gonna get out, maybe 30 minutes, you'll just get that huge paper call or something crazy happens where you get held over for an hour or so. But so going into Thursday morning, it was already crazy. I had to go in early. There was a situation, and then so from there on out, I already knew that was kind of how the day was gonna be. So it was pretty steady all day, and I kept getting calls. So then I was like, all right, I'll knock this report out, and then once I knock that one out, you go to the next, and I keep getting them. And but luckily, I got off like 10 minutes late, but it was cool. It was stressful, but then everything worked out and we got there. But it was funny though, like the people in law enforcement, they know that feeling when you have somewhere to go and it's your Friday. It's like, okay, fingers crossed, it's gonna go right, and I'll get out. But it's funny, man.
And for those who don't know, so we were in line and they were taking a 10-minute break. So Miklo, he was going. What's his real name? Do you remember?
Damian Chapa?
Yeah, Damian. So he was going to take a 10-minute break as he's walking. So in the movie, he's not portrayed as a big guy, like a little smaller guy.
Well, a lot of the guys on there, they're bigger. Well, they're bigger than him.
Yeah, and Miklo's about 6'2", so he's a big guy. I was like, oh, that threw me for a loop. He's pretty big, but the thing I liked about it was I had a few interactions with him. So when I was purchasing my ticket, he kind of popped out, and he was in a real good mood. He's like, hey, I was like, hey, Miklo. I started screaming.
Yeah, Damian Chapa.
And then the second time he popped out again, and we're already in line.
But it was kind of cool though, because when he did,
yeah. So when he popped out, he made eye contact with me and my brother, because obviously if you're there for him and you're like watching that whole area where he's at. So when he popped out, he looked at me and my brother, and he did the peace sign. Hey.
But I mean, he might have just been doing it, but it was cool though, because like when he looked, like it was like he was telling us, hey, the twins are here. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey.
Hey, they made it.
Yeah, he was waiting for it.
But so he was there. By the time we got there, he was there already 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
It was 4:30 to 8:30, right?
Yeah, and so he was taking pictures for 3 hours already, signing autographs. But when we got up there to meet him, he was still in a good mood. He was jolly. It was cool. And then,
it wasn't like, here's your autograph, get the hell out of my face.
Yeah, so we had a little plan when we got there. So
well, we talked about it a couple days before when I first heard about it.
Yeah, about Monday we were already trying to pick out which blood in, blood out line we were going to drop on Miklo.
So my first one was it was where'd you get that black guy, little Bo Peep? but I don't know. That one was like, there was a top three, and then so I picked mine out. So when we got up there.
So before we got up there, though, my brother gave me his phone where I was ready to record, and then so the plan was he was gonna hit him with the line, and then after he got the reaction,
I was gonna pepper him, and then
I was gonna do the KO and get him with the next line. So it worked out perfect though. So right when my brother walked in, I started recording, and what'd you tell him?
I said, "Orale, Pillsbury Doughboy's back in town." But like because we posted on Instagram, but if you look at the video, like he heard it, and he's like, "Oh shit, cool." He thought it was funny. He started giggling, and then
he started laughing, and then so like it wasn't over yet though. So then when I rolled up, I busted him with the magic. Like, "You're stuck with a dusty spider," and he
there's putos, man. Yeah.
So he started laughing all over again, and he dropped the line. He said something like it was.
Oh, he's all, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Now it's time. He's all, now it's time to does Popeye.
Oh yeah, so he's. I remember him saying something about Popeye or something. I didn't hear him. And but he was real cool. We had a little conversation. We were talking about the movie.
Oh, real quick. I was gonna. My earlier point about like you could look at it two different ways. I think too why he thought like that was pretty cool, because if you notice when a lot of the people were going up, like the couple guys in front of us, I don't want to stereotype or make assumptions, but the guy had a solid red T-shirt on with the black hat that said Porterville, so I'm gonna assume he's a gang member.
And a Mongolian.
Yeah, so a lot of his fan base were, or people that were there at that function, a lot of them were gangbangers. They all had that same attire. So I think when they were going up there, like they thought about it like, oh, that was badass what you did in the movie, but you know,
it's just a movie.
Yeah, he's a regular dude in real life, and you know, so I think
he came here like some dude.
Yeah, so he thought like he probably said, okay, you know, these, you know, they know they could differentiate a movie. They're not taking it all serious like a lot of the people that were there. So it was like a change of.
It was like an actual fan of a movie, not a fan of a gang
character, right?
Gang movie.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we had some laughs. So we're trying to get everything out while we were there. We did the VL. We did he had his arm around us. It was cool, man. It was like I was telling my brother before we walked in. I said, we're older now and it's cool, but imagine 15 years ago in the height of the movie as it influenced us a lot in our lives, and if we would have met him back then, it would have been off the wall.
I would have been like those chicks when they're running up to the stage and the security's pulling them back. That would have been me like trying to go towards them.
Like Saving Silverman when Jack Black and the other guy run up and they hug Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
I love you, Neil.
That would have been us. Yeah, but obviously he's not a Brad Pitt or nothing, but I mean, everybody has different, you know, actors they like, and I mean, and the thing I liked about it too, and the other thing too, was when we met Brendan Schwab and Mark Harley, like, and you know, Miklo, Damian Chapa was. When you met him in person, they were cool. Like the way you see it, the way we seen them, like on podcasts or movies or just like on like documentaries and stuff. Because I watched that documentary. It was about how when
they made the movie.
His upbringing and why he fit perfect into that character.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they were the same way how we see them on TV in person. They were the same way in person. So they weren't like assholes. And like sometimes you hear stories
like stuck up.
Yeah, like actors. But I mean, if you have someone coming up to you every single minute, you're trying to go to the store, like run a 10-minute errand turns into an hour or so because, you know, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I guess I get that, but still, I liked it because they were the same person every time. So
yeah.
Cash, stop please. Okay, we got a Cash over here. We're trying to do this and then watch him too. He's wilding out. Say hi, Cash.
Hi.
Get in there.
Hi.
Did you want to meet Damian Chapa? Huh?
Yeah, it was a fun night though. They had vendors. They were doing the old school pictures like the girls used to do in the mall, where they do the crazy backgrounds, and they even had that little setup. They were doing those.
And
oh, okay.
Oh. And then. So afterwards, we decided we're gonna go grab a bite. So we ended up going to some pizza joint right here,
Poor Richards.
And once we got there, I immediately regretted it and then remembered why I don't go out. Because I don't know if you noticed, but like we walked in and majority of the people there were already pretty tuned up. So as I'm walking in, I just like take a visual note of everything around me. So as I'm walking in, I see this first guy and I just look at him. And like he sees me, but then like he starts mugging me and like mugging me. I was like, okay, I was just.
It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm drinking. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, like that vibe.
This will make my night.
And then we go down, and then it's just, and then we were kind of greeted with those stares when we came in, and it was just, I don't know. I already knew.
Like, what are these guys doing here?
Yeah, like I was like, bro, just kick back. But I remembered why I don't go out anymore. I don't care for it. Just to stay out of those situations, but other than that, we went there, we kicked back. I was already tired, I was exhausted. I felt like I was 60.
Mm-hmm. What was it, like 9:30?
It was like
10 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, but that was cool. And they wrapped it up after that. We weren't there too long, but we just kind of hung out there. Yeah, but I know we do our podcast every couple weeks, so we wanted to kind of, while it was still fresh in our head, kind of just like talk about the night, so if in case there wasn't anything we forgot. But we might bring up some more stuff later on in the next podcast.
And just like today, I like the idea of just coming out and doing, like, it doesn't have to be an hour long, it could be 15, 20 minutes. But I like the idea of just coming to different locations and just talking and sharing everything with the viewers.
Yeah, it's just a fun day to just kick back, bullshit,
Friday.
and yeah, TGIF, TAIF. All right, with that, you have anything else about it?
I think that was it. We covered everything. It was a good night.
Also, too, on the pictures we posted, if you want, comment your one of your favorite lines from Blood In, Blood Out, and just put it on there. So, but yeah, also everybody who all tunes in, subscribes, thanks for it. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. See you guys later.
Have a great weekend.